Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Molineux. We are under the lights this evening. It's a Premier League game on a rare Thursday night for Wolves this evening as they take on Arsenal. A massive game in the race for European football. These two teams looking to battle it out until the end of the season. Wolves, of course, with that disappointment against Norwich City here on Saturday. A chance in midweek to make amends for that result. And, of course, they've been so strong in the Premier League so far this calendar year. They've won every game they've played. It's me, James Fielding, this evening. Mikey Burrows sadly can't be with us. He'll be back soon. But I'm here, two people who never change, Andy Thompson and Chris Uwelamo. How are you, gentlemen?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good, James. Thank you.
Great stuff. How are we feeling about this one tonight? You know, disappointment against Norwich the other day. A number of changes made by Wolves tonight. Jose Sa, Marçal, Roman Saiz, Francisco Trincao and Raul Jimenez coming into the side. How's this shaping up for you, Tomo?
Yeah, so I was disappointed with the result at the weekend, so with the loss to Norwich. But so it's our league form that we concentrate on now, so and hopefully it's going to give them a little bit of a shock to the system. Considering the way that we played at the weekend, I thought they were a little bit lethargic for whatever reason, because very unlike us. So usually we play the ball pretty quick. Again, there's no doubt about the way that we defended. But again, I think that today we're going to make sure that the pace is up. We're going to get at Arsenal and make it difficult for them.
There has to be a reaction, doesn't there? That's the thing. You look at the success that we've had in the Premier League, and that's through hard work, hard graft, the quality that we've got. Complacency setting. There's no backing away from that. Norwich, bottom of the league, or down there struggling. They're coming in on not great form. And to be fair, there was a strong team chosen, and the players thought that the result would just take care of itself. And football, it hits you when you don't expect it. You cannot be complacent in any way. And I think hindsight, it'll be for the better. I think, like Tomo just said there, that there'll be a reaction, that the players will know then that full concentration, full motivation will be on the Premier League. How far, how high can we finish? Because, like you say, we are going very well, and Arsenal coming here there's no fear. Yeah, there'll be respect, but if we go out and play the way that Bruno Lage wants us to play, I think this is definitely a game that we can put more points on the board and start climbing and look above. We can jump them. That's the motivation right there, isn't it, James?
Yeah, massive. I mean, how's side, not in terms of the personnel necessarily, but they haven't played a game since the 23rd of January when they drew 0-0 at home to Burnley. They're without a win in 5. They've been knocked out of both cup competitions in January as well. They ended 2021 with a hammering of Norwich 5-0. They won at Carrow Road. How do you assess them tonight? They've got a couple back from suspension. Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey in midfield. Cedric Suarez also starting at the back. But, are they going to be fresh because they haven't had a game for so long? Or are they going to be, a little bit rusty because equally they haven't played competitive football?
Yeah, it can be rusty, like after having not that competitive edge what you get from games. But again, so one thing that everybody's been talking about is the striker, or the lack of strikers that Arsenal have got. Lacazette is playing up there, so as you can see on the team sheet. But for me, I just think that it's our defence and making sure that we get at them, take the game to Arsenal. Don't let them have too much possession, especially in that top third for them. But again, there's no problem at all. I know Moutinho's not playing. Neves is in there as well, and he's been instrumental in everything that we've done, scoring that winner against Brentford a few weeks ago. But that just topped the way that he's been performing. So he's been magnificent in that midfield. But again, we want to see players from that midfield area scoring goals. So Jimenez at the moment, not firing, but got to come from somewhere else.
Okay. Sorry, Chris.
No, it's important, isn't it? It's important that Arsenal are going to come here. They're going to try and dominate the ball, but you have to get in their face, press high, that high block, and force the error. Because you can't question the quality that they've got. Okay, no win in 5. They're coming here without playing a game in 2-3 weeks. So yeah, you have to then make sure that they fight for everything and be competitive. But go out there and, like you say, I'm expecting a very, very fast start. The intensity got to be high. Force the error, force the change, and like you say, if we have that quality and that finish, we have to be clinical when the chances present themselves.
Molineux filling up around us here at the moment. It's a bitterly cold night here in the Black Country, but hopefully another magical night under the Molineux lights. We shall see what comes. But let's rewind the clock to Wolves' last Premier League outing back towards the end of January, and it was another memorable away day down at the Brentford Community Stadium.
On down the line for the run of Dendoncker, forced out towards the corner flag. Support from Semedo and now from Neves. Feeds it infield to Moutinho. Has time to turn. Semedo back to Moutinho. Lovely football. Brilliant goal. Absolutely stunning from João Moutinho. Wonderful, wonderful strike from 5'7" of football heaven. Best bit of play of the whole game. Christopher Ayer up towards the halfway line, looking to run it forwards, and Toti Gomez tried to win possession, and the referee is going to pull it back. He waited a long time.
Give him a red.
Oh, it's a red card.
Semedo.
Toti Gomez is sent off. He's jogging back onto the field. He blows his whistle, makes the VAR signal, and it's rescinded, and it will be a yellow instead. In the meantime, Wolves still defending this free kick. And Burmo trying to lift it in towards the far post. It's struck across goal and it's struck in. And they're level. Ivan Toney with an excellent finish at the far post. Daniel Podence trying to feed it in behind for the run of Semedo. Semedo to the byline, fizzed across through, it comes to Aït-Nouri, tees it up for Moutinho, now for Neves, one touch, Neves to Khalid!
Oh, yes.
Oh my word! Ruben Neves with a stunning curling finish into the bottom corner, and Wolves are back in front! Brilliant play and a wonderful finish from a man who only scores classic goals. Infield towards Ruben Neves. Neves stepping away. He's got Traoré and Dendoncker trying to make runs through the middle. It's Adama Traoré. It's the penalty area.
Yes.
Traoré smashes it home at the near post. It's Adama Traoré again. His second goal of the season on his 23rd appearance. 12 goals and 154 appearances. Oh no, offside. Offside, the goal isn't given. And there's a lot of Brentford fans who had walked out and left who might now need to turn around and come back in.
Tonight, we are back under the lights at Molineux for our first Thursday night football in a while. We're going to be hosting Arsenal, the only Premier League side that we are yet to face this season. Our postponed visit to the Emirates has been rearranged for a fortnight from today, so Bruno Lage is going to be seeing a lot of North London in the coming weeks. A victory here at Molineux, though, this evening will take us up to 6th in the Premier League table, just 2 points off Man United. But it's not going to be easy. It's definitely going to be a tough match. Arsenal still looking for their first win in 2022 after being in great form before the new year. We did the league double over them last season, of course, with both those matches being very memorable for different reasons. This is going to be the first time that Raul Jimenez has come up against the Gunners since his head injury in November 2020, so a goal from him this evening would be extra special.
Thanks very much, Gemma. Let's have a look at the team news for you tonight, starting with Wolves, and they've made 5 changes to the side that took on Norwich City in the FA Cup at the weekend. The one we expected, at least, in goal, with Jose Sarr coming back in for John Ruddy. Marçal replaces Ryan Aït-Nouri tonight, who's only on the bench. For the first time since the away trip to Manchester United, he replaces Toti Gomez at the back. Francisco Trincao comes in for João Moutinho, who is injured, while Raul Jimenez starts up front in place of Fabio Silva. So this the team, Tomo and Looms, what do you reckon to it?
Yeah, another strong team. So looks Sai's coming back after the African Cup, which is always going to be a plus, because I think that he's been one of our outstanding players this season, along in that back line. Also, as well, you're just looking at Jimenez coming back in. He's always going to play our more experienced centre forward up there as well. Hopefully to lead that line and get himself on the score sheet. But also as well, Marcel coming in. So look, I think that's more so Baka, the winger for Arsenal, who's a threat. And I think that's probably going to use his more defensive skills to deal with him.
I think Marçal, he's been really impressive. You know, I think he's picked up a few little niggles, but he's really showcased against his defensive quality, how composed he is with the ball, you know, the distribution as well. It's a strong team, James, you know, the quality and depth there. You know, you're looking at it and you compare it to the Arsenal side, you've got a good balance with the age, experience, you know, so it's a game that the way that, again, that Bruno Lage wants us to play, that high intensity, that high press, but use the ball. And I think that's something that I think it'll be a lesson had from the weekend, that was not quick enough with the ball, never got it forward quick enough. I just feel that Arsenal side that's going to think they can put you on the back foot, get in your face, get in behind you. I think that, like Tomo said there again, it's the best form of defence, isn't it? It's attack, and that's what Bruno Lage wants us to go out there and play.
Yeah, he was very animated on the touchline the other day. So, like, trying to get his team to go forward. And we've said it time and time again. So, like, the way that we play, it's all about the tempo of when we play, especially at the Molineux. And we just didn't do it against Norwich at the weekend. And so it made it pretty comfortable for Norwich just to get behind the ball, make it difficult, especially when they got that goal as well. And that's something that I think that he's trying to rectify this evening.
Tomo, can I ask you about Jimenez? When you've got a player who's an outlet the way that he is, it's important that we give him the service, that he actually gets opportunities. So the likes of Trincao and Pudence, I know, yeah, they want to go and affect the game in a positive way themselves, but it's important that we give Jimenez that service, surely.
Well, it is. So, look, and from the flanks as well, the fullbacks on the flanks need to be delivering that ball in there. But also as well, for me, Jimenez, he wants to get involved in a lot of things. And I would like him to just stay between the sticks for me. So, look, I'd like him to stay between the sticks, be in that area, be in where it's going to get him goals. And that's one of the things, because he gets frustrated. He's been frustrated since he's come back from that injury, struggling.
Just on João Moutinho as well, it's a massive miss for Wolves in midfield. I think maybe one or two were looking at him towards the end of last season and saying, he's getting on a bit. He's 35 now, but he's been as good as anyone this season.
Still a young lad, Jose.
He's non-stop. What a professional. The minutes that he's played, no one thought he would be as consistent. And the thing is about his level of performance as well that's been really impressive. Not only has he been playing game in, game out, but it's what he's been delivering, goals, assists. But he's a couple of steps ahead at all the time. He's switched on. His positioning wise is outstanding, and I think the intelligence allows him to have that ability to do exactly that.
Yeah, you don't get that many appearances for somebody who's not a good player. And again, so like people underestimated him when he come into the side, saying can he maintain what he's done, but he's been proving it. Him and Neves have been
Sterling goal, Cedric Suarez, Ben White, Gabriel Magalhaes and Kieran Tierney across the back. A midfield three of Xhaka, Partey and Odegaard, Saka and Martinelli either side of their captain Lacazette. Right, let's get Bruno Lage's thoughts on Arsenal. He was speaking to the assembled media yesterday.
What are Arsenal's main dangers, Bruno, in your opinion? Where are they going to try and hurt you?
Look, I think they have a good positional game. I think one of the things is, and as I usually say, it's a big challenge to compete here in the Premier League, because every team comes a different challenge. So different systems, different dynamic, top players they can give. And I think the challenge for tomorrow, the thing Arsenal do a little bit different than the other ones with their system, is the position of the striker. Sometimes it's not there between the central defenders. It's more a guy who come and to play more between the lines. So depending on the profile or the man who Arteta will select to play in that position, sometimes he comes more just to play more behind our midfielders. So I think that's the main threat of that. They can have they know that spaces. The wingers is higher to block our defensive line, and they have a lot of players between the lines to have the ball and to play more time with the ball. So I think that's the threat. Patient with the ball, find the right moments, try to push centre backs to press them, and then they find the gaps between the defenders. I think they are very strong in that positional game.
So there, the thoughts of Bruno Lage speaking yesterday at his press conference. What are the main threats of Arsenal tonight? I mean, obviously, you look at that front three. Martinelli, who's more than capable of getting a goal, who's got pace to burn as well. Lacazette, who is now the out-and-out number 9 for them, now that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has moved on. And Bukayo Saka, who's had a fantastic couple of years.
Well, you can't look past Martinelli and Saka. I think with the quality that they've got down both flanks, like you say, I think we've made certain decisions of Marcel coming in to try and kind of to not allow Saka that kind of that energy down the right hand side. But now they've got threats all over. Odegaard as well. They've got energy. They've got players. They'll set traps all over the place. They try and they leave a passing path for you to play it, and then actually when you actually intercept it, you've already committed players forward, and then that's how Arsenal have always played, and it's going to be a threat, but one that we have to be switched on. I think if you look at all the games, even with the success that we've had, we've gave away big opportunities. We've conceded big opportunities, and that's something I don't feel that we can do tonight. We have to be switched on and make sure that we don't allow Arsenal as much freedom in their attacking third.
Yeah, because that's going to be the main thing that we've got to do. So we've got to get into Arsenal, stop from playing, and don't let them supply that ball up to the front lads. And that's going to be an important thing for us tonight. So look, making sure we've got the possession, the tempo of the game's lifted as well. But it's about being clinical as well. When you get opportunities, because we'll have opportunities, it's about taking them. And that's something that we have done better with in recent weeks. But we've just got to make sure that when we do get into that top third, that we take a little bit of care, a little bit of quality up there, but also as well that little bit of care to make sure that we put that ball away.
Just to interrupt, these are the highlights of the game between the sides here last season. What a goal it was from João Moutinho. He'll be missed tonight, and it was another game under the lights. All the big teams have come here in recent years, haven't they? And they've all sometimes struggled in these big Molineux atmospheres, and I think there's been a big cry from Bruno Lage and the club as well to get one of those big nights again here at Molineux tonight.
Yeah, 100%. I think you think that I was going to ask Tomo about the high press. Where does that information come from? Is that Conor Coady, let's step up and keep a high line, or is that down to the likes of a Neves or even a Jimenez to say, look, I'm going to press, I need support, I need this, so the distances are right between the lines?
Yeah, I think it just come from Conor starting off, doesn't he? So he's the one who straights things at the back. All of a sudden then press comes off as a Moutinho, who unfortunately is not playing tonight. He's important in there as well, where they start to push it. But they set little traps. To try and catch teams out and make sure that they set the things up and try and win the ball early. Because if they do win the ball early, it gives them those opportunities to get into that top third, create opportunities up there, and also as well making sure that we're having an effort at goal. And I think that Conor Coady is instrumental in what it does. I think that it does come from that central midfield position.
First job for Wolves tonight. I think if we keep a clean sheet, the stat emerging ahead of this one, that Arsenal have now scored in their last 27 games against Wolves, no competitions. But if ever there's a season to stop that, it's going to be this one, isn't it? Because Wolves have the second best defensive record in the entire league. They've only let in 8 goals here in 10 games this season.
Well, that's outstanding, isn't it? The work's going there, players are taking on board what the manager, the staff are putting. They have to take a lot of credit as well, the players, because like you say, the goalkeeper, he's pulled off some outstanding saves, but that's his job. I think there has been some situations where the teams haven't really capitalised on that, but it's important. The defensive record is a statement in itself for the work that's been going in, but there's not a best time to start against an Arsenal side like now.
We are approaching kickoff here at Molineux. The lights have been dimmed. The light show has started, so it's time to get the predictions ahead of this one, starting with Tomo. Wolves against Arsenal tonight, a 7:45 kickoff. How is it going to go?
Well, I'm hoping that they're going to lift up that tempo from the weekend against Norwich. I'm hoping that they're going to make it difficult for Arsenal to break them down. Look, they've done that all season with the defensive record, what they've got. But again, it's all about in that top third for me. I think that the lads today have got to make sure that they get opportunities, create opportunities from wide areas, which the fullbacks are going to be important in there as well. But it's all about taking those opportunities, and I'm hoping that Jimenez is on the game tonight. Luke?
Well, I'm going to say 2-1 Wolves win. Again, I think the Premier League form speaks for itself. We're the team that's in the groove at the minute, and Arsenal have got to come here and try and upset that.
Yeah, I'm just going to top you one more. I think 3-1 tonight.
Let's have it. The flamethrowers are going off on the other side of the field in front of the steeple. Stand remembered, live commentary available for you on the Wolves website as well as the Wolves app. Number of options for you to tune into the game tonight. But we are off to take a mini break, and we'll back commentary in a couple of minutes. Now from Conor Coady, who has been speaking in a long interview with Wolves this week about his 300th here for the first time that he met Bruno Lage.
June 21. So this was, you know what, I actually really like this picture. I really love this picture just because the gaffer actually asked me to go to Marbella a little bit earlier. So I had a little bit of a break, and I'll be honest with you, mate, I was ready to go back in. Do you know what I mean? I was more than ready because was kind of, I'd been to the Euros and I'd seen all the boys training in Marbella, and I had a little bit of, I need to be there, I want to be there, I want to listen to him, got a new gaffer and I'm not there, what's going on here? I need to try and get there. So when he actually gave me the call and said, listen, can you just cut your oldie a little bit and come? So I was like, yeah, dead right, no problem at all, fly out tomorrow, sound, no worries. And it's one of the first conversations I had with him, and I knew straight away how he wanted to do things, his idea, and how he wanted to improve. And the biggest thing I got from him was his detail in how he wants to work and how much he wants to improve players. And I can't speak more highly of him in terms of what he's done for us as players. His attention to detail every day, his staff that he's brought in, because his staff are absolutely fantastic as well. And this was one of the first conversations I had with him in terms of seeing actually what he wanted for the football club. And it really opened my eyes, because obviously we'd been used to something else for years, and then obviously you get a new set of eyes come in, and it's kind of, right, how do you want to see things? How do you want me to play? How do you want the lads to play? How do you want me to really support you and the lads? And this really opened my eyes to how we wanted to do things. And it's a conversation, well, the first conversation I had with him, really. I think as I've got a bit older, it's not nerves. The only thing I want for this football club is this football club to do well. That's all I want. So if that's me being a part of it, that's what I want. Of course it is. I want to be part of this football club for as long as I can. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to do. But if the gaffer wanted to do something else, that would be his own decision. That would be up to me to try and show him differently. So it weren't necessarily nerves. I feel as I've got older, I've kind of matured a little bit, and I understand football a little bit more. But it was kind of being as open as I possibly can to let him know that I'm here for whenever he needs me, what he needs me for. Do you need me to do this? Do you need me to do that? What do you need from the lads? What do you want me to do as captain? How do you want me to play? And I was just making sure that he knew I was open to that no matter what he wanted to do. And that's what I made clear to him. But it was more listening to him and how he wanted to do things. And it's up to me and us as players to adapt to his ideas. And I feel like we're doing that each and every week. We're trying to learn more of him each and every day. Even now, we're trying to learn every single day, because that's the biggest thing he wants from us. And we're trying to adapt as much as we possibly can. So that was as much as I was trying to do, sat on them steps with him there in Marbella. Just making sure I was open, just to try and take his ideas on board as much as I possibly can, to try and put them into motion the next training session. And luckily up to now we've been okay, but we've still got a lot to go.